Crypto news today. Let's dive in and start with Jupiter news because this is very important. It's your Jup vote. So as a priority, go and vote for Jup and Juice, either for, against, or abstain. And I want to show you how much value there is if you actually do your votes. There's significant value. So this is a proposal here, 180,000 votes, decent number. You can read the full proposal, but this is a screenshot from my researcher who's entered every single vote, and now this one is active. And he has in this wallet 2,000 Jup approximately. That was with Sanctum, and he was able to claim 466 Jup from this amount of voting power, plus some random other tokens here, which may become valuable. So my key point here is please vote, please take your Jup, stake it, and vote. Otherwise, you're just missing out on active staking rewards. The proposal, you can have a read yourself, of course. If that's too much time that you need to spend on it, I understand. In which case, Fabiano has done this as well. I'm not going to say what I'm going to vote for because I want you to make your own decision. But in the kind of interest of being transparent, I will show you that Messias Morton, apologies if I didn't get that right, he's gone and tracked it actually on chain, and thus far 76% of all votes are for. So it won't show on the Jupiter's UI, but I'm showing you just because I want it to be very, very transparent. So we can see down here for, against, and abstain. But you can vote whatever you want. Just ideally, like, be invested in the project enough to read quickly what it's about. Now the actual markets. So the markets are looking quite good in terms of there's been a bit of an uptick here. Sol's come up, Ether's come up, BTC, and so on. There's a little bit of green here, which is good to see. The fear and greed index as well, less fearful. Remember, when we start to get to these bottom things, and nothing's financial advice, never will be. But when we start to get really low, we do tend to have little jumps up in price. Now we've got a little bit of technical analysis. This is prepared by Tyler, and we're just going to go through a couple of different pairs. So this is BTC and USD. So we can see that this has a range where in this range, and this range is 211 days old, we're in this range and we go up and then down, up, down, and we have lower highs. So the highs are going lower, 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 and the lows are going lower, lower, lower within the range. But this one has not, well, it hasn't actually gone down past this range. So if we see a little bit more forward movement or momentum here, we can start to see a bit of a breakout out of this range. Remember, this was over 211 days. So this is not like a week kind of time period. It's over 211 days. And then if we have a look at this period here, this is over 221 days. And this is back when we're just talking about ranges, how it was lifting this kind of range, and then out it came. So, potentially another, I wouldn't say 10 days necessarily, but, things range and then they jump out. They do jump out of their range. That's the takeaway there. Now, Solana and USD, put myself back down the corner here. This is looking like it's been working very well. So we can go all the way back to April and we can see we hit the kind of $125 mark approximately, and then it just jumps off. It's just support. And then we've got like different levels here that we can sell it if we want to. Of course, this is not a strategy that I'm telling you that you can use. I'm showing you that this is what the data presents. And essentially, as a potential strategy you may wish to consider, you could go and buy some Sol at this price here, or even just put some Sol into Camino and then go and borrow some USDC, buy some more Sol, so you're paying an interest rate of like 10%, and then maybe sell at this level, and then sell at this level. And then you can also see that this trend, it repeats itself. There's a bit of symmetry to it, which is, more kind of trading tea leaves. Nothing concrete there, but we can see there's a bit of symmetry there for sure. And if we do break out, then we're back at $200. Whether that's here or whether it's, November, who knows? I don't think it's necessarily going to be in September, but I do think there could be something that's going to improve September, and I'll go over that in a second. Now, when we have a look at Solana and Bitcoin, though, this chart's been fine. Like, we want our bags to go higher, of course we do, but have a look. We haven't been losing ground, right? We gained a huge amount of value because Sol was undervalued, and then we've just been up and down, up and down. We've been, you could even maybe draw this in a way where we've been slightly and steadily up. Sorry, back down here. This is where we gained a lot of value last year, kind of November. Now, if we go and have a look at Ethereum, though, versus BTC, it's completely the opposite. It's just down. BTC is gaining a lot more value relative to ETH, and that's just how it is. Use whatever you want. I really do wish a lot of my Ethereum was just switched to Sol when it was around $4,000, when it peaked around that point. Maybe a little bit too greedy that I didn't do more. One thing is there's no DCA on ETH for me. DCA into Sol, and that's it. Not financial advice, of course. All right. So the bonk guy, please don't fade the bonk guy. Don't take anybody's word to be 100% perfect all the time. But the guy's pretty decently transparent. And I also like the fact that he is anonymous, because people that are anonymous can really say what they want. He's anonymous, but he's been around for cycle after cycle. Now, historically speaking, October and November are the most bullish months for crypto, and seasonality has been so far on point. Keep in mind that you can be a little bit worried by the fact that it's an election year, and that is a very valid thing. But in 2020, there was an election year. And look, October, November, bam. And then 2016 down here, up. A lot less people in the markets back then. But this is like pre-election year, right? And so now we have another pre-election year. So it's not a guarantee, but these months look good. And even if it is a pre-election year, they have been good, at least for the last two. Another thing to keep in mind is I do think we're going to see some major rate reductions. It's a time in the cycle, and there's other data that we can back it up other than just superstition, I guess. So many faded the Fed when it signaled its first post-COVID rate hike in December 2021. That month marked the top of the last cycle's bull run. The Fed has once again signaled the beginning of a new era of rate cuts for the first time since last cycle's top. Yet you have Anon cartoon PFPs giving 1,000 reasons why that's bearish. Whatever you do, do not fight the Fed. The golden bull run is here. Leveraging up, I don't do it or anything like that. It hasn't worked out well for me, but I'm exceptionally bullish. And here's some more data to kind of suggest that. The Fed and just Bitcoin cycles, right? Two things that zero will never fade in life. This is 2020. We can see this period, kaboom. And this is 2016 when no one was really properly around. Bitcoin price a lot lower, of course. This is really, really valuable because this is the number of tech job postings. Ouch. And if you have a look at this and you think to yourself, yep, AI is taking over the world, relatively true, of course. But you have to understand that the US is, all the money is in tech. Not all the money, but the majority of the money is in tech. You've got the big FANG, Facebook's now the Meta, Facebook's Apple, Amazon, Google, Netflix. So these big stocks, this is a tech sector, and there's a lot more tech. America's famous for its tech. If you are, it doesn't matter if you're left or right as a president, and you start to see the amount of jobs in this biggest industry, these people that pay high tech amounts, people come to the US to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars as foreigners in universities to get a tech job. This is properly integral to your economy. If you see this go down, you need to make this go up. You just have to. AI or no AI, this has to go up, which means the Fed has to cut rates. They have to allow companies to take on more risk. This is just ChatGPT's kind of idea on this. We've got a few things here just to show that there's different sections, but we can have rising unemployment. This is bearish, a shift investor with job instability. Individual investors have less disposable income, but then we've got the positive side as well, to going to riskier assets. And one thing that I just want to quickly point out is, I'm not sure if you've been seeing this in your home cities. I haven't been seeing it in Lisbon because I haven't lived here long enough. But in Australia, where we used to live forever, like our friends have come over and they've just been talking about, places have been closed down. They couldn't continue to keep up. Interest rates obviously went up. People had less money to spend. And shops or restaurants that had been around for a long time and were really, really busy just closed up shop. Also, something that cost 20 Australian dollars back two and a bit years ago is now like $33 in a restaurant. It's absolutely insane. And these sort of things mean that, these companies, they're not going to be able to actually survive unless they drop the rates. Now, the thing with dropping the rates, of course, in the end, it just ends in hyperinflation. But they have to weigh it between, they've inherited a system that's rubbish with hyperinflation, or you're going to lose jobs and you're going to, not be able to secure the next presidency, essentially, or at least you're going to look like a failure if you aren't even going to go for another presidency. So that's why these Fed rates coming September 18th, I think, September 18th. Yeah, that will be the upcoming Fed rate cut announcement, and I'm sure it will be a cut. Also, have a look here. So remember, Coinbase is where you can see a lot more retail. Very big exchange. It onboards Americans very easily, of course, as it's an American exchange. And if we have a look at this is, the blackest price. The other one is the Bitcoin volume. And this is ETF. This is before the ETFs came out. So it pumped up, and now we're back down at these levels. The volume is back down to pre-ETF levels. And this also means that we're in the situation where retail hasn't come in yet. This is just a pump by VCs and whales and whatever. This was an early fake pump. And we all kind of jumped in and we bought Sol at $150, $160, $170, $200. Now we're back down, but we actually haven't really started, in my opinion. This is still a bull cycle, though. I probably need to find the perfect definition of a bull cycle, but people sometimes think bull has to go right up because there's definitions like from Oxford dictionary says it's when prices move up. There's far more of a definition than that. We are in a bull cycle. We're just not in this up only crazy period, which I don't like to enter too aggressively because it burns people so quickly, and those people just leave crypto. Now, just as a reiteration, the rules of so Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are doing a debate. This is happening Wednesday, 11th of September at 1 a.m. UTC. If you want to watch it, get amongst it. Just remember, there will be meme coins popping up. If you're on Moonshot or if you're on Pumped Up Fun and you see something that you think looks good, you can DGM whatever you want. I will not be, but some people will do well, but most will fail. Either way, we can see what happens. On the subject of this, Polymarket, these are where the standings are. Keep in mind, there was another link. There was another tweet that went out, which I'm not going to cover, but people tried to pump up Kamala in order to, with a decent amount of liquidity. I think they allocated around $4 million or something. I mean, these bet markets are quite high. They did it as a bit of a hedge, as a bit of an arbitrage opportunity. And it ended up meaning that they actually lost. They were down 6 figures or something. But people can still try to pump these markets. But there's more and more liquidity coming into it now. It was a different market that they were doing. But just be mindful of these. These are indicators, but whales can still manipulate it. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, Decrypt has put this out. Bitcoin could sink to 30K if Kamala Harris wins election, says Bernstein. Bernstein does a lot of market research, has done so for 8 years. Everything will be linked below. You can read it yourself. This is one person's take on it. However, Jason Pizzino, friend of mine, who's just purely kind of cycles and technical analysis. Fundamentals, he doesn't really value. He thinks it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Kamala, Donald Trump, or Pepe the Frog. Don't know about Pepe the Frog. But regardless, Bitcoin will hit 90K regardless of who is elected president. Does anyone actually believe it matters? I believe if Donald Trump is in, Bitcoin has crypto in general in America would improve faster than if Kamala is in. But that's just what I think could happen. You can vote for whoever you want to vote for. Completely fine by me. All right, away from the actual market news, and let's have onto other general stuff. So alphabot, this is kind of like Matrica. If you used it before, I haven't, but if you used it before, then you get loyalty points. Check it out and go and claim your points. Once again, I've never used it, so I don't know what the points are worth. How are rewards calculated? Just the number of days connected, community interaction, and other general stuff. You have to claim your loyalty points within 30 days. So I'll mention now, if anyone uses this, put it below in the comments. And if you didn't use it, if no one used it, and I see no one that mentions it, yes, I used it, then I won't cover it again. I've never covered it before. It's a little bit niche, but this is the main point here. We'll put it into the calendar as well, though. Arbitrum news. This is just a random thing happening over on another blockchain, but sometimes it's good to actually participate in these things. It gets you a little bit of exposure. Will it go up in value? No, but it's a free mint. It costs you around 5 cents. It says you can burn for limited merch, and it's been tweeted out by Arbitrum. So the official account of Arbitrum. What am I doing here? You can do 5 per wallet. I'm just going to go mint 1 or 2 with like 5 or 10 different wallets. Mint, it's an open edition, huge number minted, and it's open for another 26 days. Binance, say hello to being sold. This is just a reminder that Sanctum is one thing that I think has extraordinary product market fit. This is not live yet, and I'm not bullish on this itself. I'm just bullish on the fact that they are making headway. Sanctum is making headway. Ultimately, validate.com, go to validate.com in your Phantom, your Solflare, your Backpack, your Ledger, and stake your soul. Lock it up. Don't worry about it. Just let it accrue its rewards. If you, of course, want to unstake, it takes 1 epoch. Now, this is a little bit of information to show that we don't know this for sure, but they're going to have a very low reference APR. So they will be taking significant fees and being rather greedy. So that's a bit of a shame. We'll have to see what actually happens, because maybe they beef them up. But either way, they're coming to the game. Now, to the calendar. All right, so today, you know how to use this. Make sure you actually use this. Scrolling down to the 10th, Greed Academy, Build Your Bonk Dragon, and Justy Weekly Airdrop Guide, and also Jup and Juice Vote. NX Finance has some decent FUD. Now, everybody knows I'm direct, and sometimes I need to be a lot less direct. Upset someone messages the other day. So just remember, if you ever message me and I message back in quite a direct manner, I'm a very nice person, time efficient, and this is how I do things. One thing that I have been quite direct with is with this team, how I didn't think they should have launched their token so early, and how I felt a lot more transparency was required. And I really wish people took this on board, because this is not my viewpoint. This is me spitting out this viewpoint from people that are really savvy in the space, like the meows of the world. So long story short, this did not go down well. And we're going to go over it now. You can claim your NX tokens on the official website if you entered. I did not enter. I mentioned to everybody that I'm farming it only, and that they're doing it too early. So setting the record straight, they did not dump any tokens. 2 whales triggered panic selling. It's dropped 75% just like that. Whales offloaded over 500 SOL worth of NX, and actions speak louder than words. Your actions of any project, this is a lesson, they need to be done beforehand. There's so many precedents set on how to do something right. When people do things wrong, it's bearish. So I'm bearish on this token until they get they hire an advisor. I would give them some advice, and it would be, I'll give them some advice, but you need to make it really clear that the token is a valuable part for the community and the team, and the community needs to eat first, and you need to be reliant on your community to make some proper noise, to give a whole lot of feedback, and you need to be super transparent so that they feel it's worthwhile to invest with you their hard-earned money. I don't like things like this from the heart. I don't like these sort of things because the reason why I don't really like them is we don't need to give apologies. We just don't be sorry in the first place. When you're a pioneer in a field, fine. Otherwise, if I'm apologizing from the heart, when I knew that I had people saying, do it like this, or do it like this, or like, why are you doing it like this? You messed up. So it's valid, but it's also, it's too little, too late. They can still fix things. That's fine. But the current market cap apparently is at 1.52 milli. The max is 3.86 million. And in the end, this is how much they raised, which, what did that work out to be? Like $1 million or something along those lines. And this is what the token did. So the token launched at 20 cents and just, what is it? Why is this candle so thick? Probably just because there's only two of them. Let's just try this again. Basically, it's down 75%, right? If we go from here, ish. Well, it says it's even down 82%. Okay, it's even dropped. So the fully diluted valuation, 3.3 million, but it's probably less than that because I think they were supposed to freeze some tokens. There are some LP rewards here. There is some locked liquidity, which is always good to have some locked liquidity. This is certainly a low price, a very reasonable and low price. Let's see if the market cap comes up. But look, the market cap is now currently $604,000. So really, really small. Anyway, NX Finance FUD. You know why it's FUDed. A token launch needs to be done right, and it needs to be done in an obvious way. Otherwise, just don't ape in. And whoever aped into this, you're down significantly. Damn. If you want to look at the tokenomics breakdown, you can have a look at it. Basically, in my opinion, I would, anything that needs a lock on it, I would go to lock.jup.ag, I'd put the tokens in there and just lock it. Too many red flags with this. They are not, in my opinion, they're not red flags because a team are malicious. They're red flags because a team has not hired someone that knows what they're doing. Easy fix. You know, if they fix these things, maybe the token does well. The actual season 1 airdrop has come to an end, and this will come later. If you're a backpack or Mad Lads, you get a boost with Solflare. That's what I want to do. And then there's going to be a bigger pump coming later. Sorry, there's going to be a season 2, which you can get, and then you can jump into that season 2 and farm some more points. I know that I think Fabiano has covered a lot and is doing really well with his volume and his team over on NX Finance. Excuse me. Good on him for him. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Live stream is going a little longer. Let's wrap it up. Pathfinder Storyboard Mint Chapter 1 is officially live. If you're part of this, go and have a look. Reveal your own Pathfinder. Drip Labs has added 8 milli in new funding. Well done to Drip. Very bullish on Vibu. And Iggy, by the way, you can now go get your tickets to the rodeo party, and you can settle up and enter our bull ride comp by emailing bullride@mother.fun. If you go and click on this, you have to have like 1,500 mother, and you have to keep on rolling and stopping until it, you know, within maybe 20 goes or so, it will say, "Oh, congratulations, you won. Put in your email." That's what you have to do, which is fine, easy. This is the website. You click play, connect the wallet, and let's just see if I can do it. I've already done it. No, it's not working for me here. Not full screen. Now with Drip, what you need to do here, this is very important. There's not going to be any token, is what they said. Now, in the future, there could be a token. People can always pivot. That's not the reason why. This is just a cool platform. You can there's going to be ways where you can, I reckon, you can claim stuff, spend a little bit of time, build a portfolio, and you can be recognized in other ways. So you jump in here, you have to go and try and get a lock. Jump in here. You also have to go and claim your droplets every 6 hours up to, or you can just go and buy some droplets. I just go and buy them. You go here and you can see if you can get a legendary or rare. Rugged, that's fine. And then you need to actually lock in your different like C NFTs, and that will give you XP. You can see I haven't done this myself properly in this tutorial wallet. So I will do it a little bit more, and I'll do a proper tutorial on how you can set this up and play. Solana Breakpoint. This is an app. Go and download this so you've got all the information. Make sure it's on your phone. Easy. Cash. I'm hopefully going to chat with Cash. We'll do a little video on this for anybody that's going to Breakpoint or conferences in general. Cash is a smooth speaking, easy to get along with person, very diplomatic. And he's got a pitch here. Have a read of this, and hopefully I can get him to go through it a little bit more detail on a video. But if we get run out of time, read. Easy. One thing that definitely want to do is like this. Do not give a 2-minute pitch to everyone you meet. It is annoying. And I'll see if I can work out some better ways so that you can connect with people, learn from people that are smarter than you, and then not kind of want to be run away from. I'm not like perfect. I'm not amazing at conferences, but the previous conferences I was at, like you speak to someone that's like an authority on the subject. It's a great chat. You get someone that kind of jumps in and doesn't follow the conversation and then asks random questions that you've just spoken about. You really want to like push that person away. It's difficult. Also, who's going to end up in jail in Singapore? Don't do anything like, don't be naked in your room if you're visible, like with your curtains open. Don't smoke when you're not supposed to smoke. Don't use drugs. Don't litter. Don't chew gum. Don't spit in public. Flush your toilets, and don't eat on public transport. Don't feed the birds. And don't even jaywalk. Yeah, easy. Just follow the rules. Breakpoint tickets, $500. And token 24.9 if you go in there, pay with USD. 7 Monty 10 brings it down 10%. Pretty expensive, but if you go in, you may as well go to both. Remember side events. Get into all the side events that make sense to you. Start applying today. There's going to be over 10,000 degens, plus Singaporeans are crypto savvy and tech savvy. They're going to be this will be shared around for sure. And there will be limited spots. So go and find good things that interest you. Rabby wallet. So maybe I'll cover this tomorrow or another day. If you're playing on EVMs, this is probably a wallet you want to check out. If you're playing on Solana, it's Solflare, hands down. But Rabby Wallet's like a MetaMask competitor, and you can now deposit USDC, USDT, and easily pay gas fees for all your addresses on any network, which is pretty clever. Not sure how it works. We can work it out. But if you use EVMs, this could be for you. They'll save you from just going back to dbridge and bridging a bit across. You can just maybe have USDT, USDC. I'm not even sure if it needs to be on each network or if it can do some sort of South bridge. Who knows? I'll work it out. And Ethereum Layer 2, Sonarium, which remember we covered last week. You want to do the airdrop actionable on that. If you're unsure what it is, just go to the Solana calendar and just find it just by typing in Sonarium, and you'll find it. It's just like bridging from one network to the other without any real money. They're going to create a stablecoin for the Japanese yen with Sony Bank. This is a very smart move by Sony, but this could probably put Japan out of their economy's just been in, shrink mode. And they've just tried to create more productivity by working longer hours. Japanese are well known for working 80 or more hours a week. They even have a word for working themselves for death by overwork. Quite interesting. So I reckon I'm not super excited about Sonarium, but I do want to get involved, and I want us to get involved slightly. Actionables. Jup's trial working group vote is live. Get amongst it. Go vote. Go to Singapore. Try Iggy's mother's slot machine. Get a chance to get to the party. Complete the agreed lesson for the 5th lesson. The deadline is today. This is part of the Greed Academy. So if you like locked up some Sol with their validator in the original Greed experiment, then you're going to get extra rewards based on like keeping your Sol there. And I think some of them start to come out around breakpoint time. The generators, the validators generating a decent amount of money. Of course, stake your Sol with validate.com. But if you got some with Greed, cool, all good. Just go and do that lesson. You get more rewards. DCA Sol with Jup, stake with validate.com. Book your tickets to Breakpoint and Token 2049. And Airdrop, remember, mint Arkim Week 1 NFT. I mentioned that yesterday. Use Drip House, earn the droplets, secure the collectibles. You have to secure those collectibles to earn the XP. And alphabot points, do the quests if you used it before. If you didn't use it, I don't know how valuable it is. Maybe it's valuable for some. I don't know. And mint those Arbitrum NFTs as well. That's everything for today. Thanks for watching. Still working out what date we're going to have like just the general Q&A, but we'll reply to everything in the comments here. So thanks for tuning in. Catch you in the next video.